This elite hitman took his two daughters out shopping at the mall when he made a horrifying discovery. His younger daughter, who'd just been riding her bike, had vanished into thin air in the blink of an eye. Even after tearing through every corner of the supermarket, there was still no sign of her. Out of options, Ryan had to ask the staff for help and went to the security room to pull the footage. That's when they found out his daughter had been lured away by a kidnapper wearing a baseball cap. Burning with rage, Ryan first snapped a photo of the suspect, then immediately called up his close buddy Gus, telling him to pull every string he had and sweep the entire city for this child trafficking scumbag. He then got his boss on the line, asking him to help dig up a list of every known child predator in town to see if any of them matched, to make sure his older daughter stayed safe. Ryan rushed her over to his ex-wife's place not long after his boss sent over the location of a known trafficker. Without a second thought, Ryan jumped in his car and sped straight to the guy's house. He kicked the door down and stormed in, started beating the hell out of the man on sight. The trafficker was completely caught off guard, swearing he hadn't even stepped foot outside that day. But Ryan was way too furious to care. He gave him 5 seconds to hand the girl over. Yet even with 1 second left, the guy still looked totally clueless. So Ryan pulled out the photo, trying to squeeze some kind of lead out of him. But the guy still didn't have a clue. Turns out he really wasn't the one. By now, Ryan was losing his mind, when suddenly a name popped into his head: his boss's son-in-law, Jack. The two of them had bad blood from before, and Jack had once threatened payback, which made Ryan dead sure it had to be him. Furious, he slammed the gas pedal to the floor and tore off toward his boss's mansion. Without missing a beat, he dragged the boss into his car by force, then floored it the entire way, speeding straight to Jack's place, worried Ryan might totally lose it and do something he couldn't take back. The boss made a point to step inside first, telling Ryan to let him handle it, but Ryan wasn't hearing any of it. The moment he stepped through the door, Ryan looked ready to kill Jack on the spot. He threatened to take the grandmother's life. If Jack didn't tell him where his daughter was, Jack was completely blindsided. He admitted they had history, but swore he'd never lay a hand on a kid, and insisted what he'd said before was just heat of the moment talk. After the boss finally talked him down, Ryan started to cool off. Meanwhile, Gus had pulled some strings of his own and started digging up leads. One of his informants told him there was a guy in town named Piggy who'd been running with the trafficker from the photo. Without wasting a second, Gus tracked Piggy down, and before long, they rolled up to the trafficker's hideout to keep them from getting suspicious. They played it off like buyers checking out some guns. Pretty quickly, they spotted a room sealed with a padlock. When Gus brought up that room, the white-haired guy flashed a creepy grin. Clearly, there was something nasty being hidden in there. The second the traffickers let their guard down, Gus whipped out his gun and aimed it at Whitehair, catching him completely off guard. Gus didn't waste any words. He took Whitehair down hard and fast, then dropped 3 more traffickers right after, and grabbed the key to that room off Whitehair's body. Gus rushed down to the basement and swung the door open. Sure enough, Ryan's daughter was right there. He got the little girl settled in the car, then headed back into the trafficker's place, dragged every last one of them into a hidden room, and shot Ryan a text telling him exactly where the traffickers were. Ryan showed up like an angel of death, shovel in hand. He stormed straight to the room where the traffickers were locked up, pulled open the false panel in the cabinet, and lunged in like a wild animal.